Since what happened to that name? Why did we lose that name? Do you know? Because at one point God called us Israel, but the world calls you what? A Negro, African American, black. Do those names make sense to you? Like, think about the name African American. You called yourself that before, right? African America, that's 2 different continents, named by 2 different white men. Africa was named after Leo Scipio Africanus, and America was named after Amerigo Vespucci. 2 white men. Do you come from 2 white men? That's impossible, right? So what happened to your name? That's what I'm about to show you. Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and verse 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
God said what?
Ye shall leave your name for a curse.
God said his children, the Israelites, would leave their name for a curse. What's that curse? That's what you call yourself now, black. Calling yourself black is a curse.
That's right.
Calling yourself black is you saying that I'm evil, I'm without light, I have no purity in me at all. That's why they gave us that name. And they tell you that white is holy, it's pure, it's justice, everything that you ever wanted to be. That's why when they say if it ain't white, it ain't right. But if it's black, it's what? It's whack. These are narratives that they push in order for us to have low self-esteem. That's why the black woman, like you, that's your natural hair, right? But how many of your sisters are proud of their natural hair? Not many. You look around here, most of these sisters have weave in their head. Okay, it depends on how you feel, but if you knew that the hair that you got on your head is the hair of God, you would have no need for weave. You have no need for bundles. You have no need for this, for that horse hair and hair offered to idols that shouldn't have to touch you, because you know that you have the hair of God.
Leon may have not known that East New York was widely known for slavery. The Dutch in the late 1600s, when they left Flatbush because Flatbush was overcrowded, they came to East New York to build new plantations for who? Slaves.
Now, having a large portion of the neighborhood residents having Caribbean roots, people often think that the town is named after the island Jamaica. But the truth is, in 1664, when the English came and took over the area, they called the land Jamaica.
See, Wall Street, before it was the financial district of New York, it was actually the first slave market.
Yankee Stadium. Most gladiators were slaves. They were subject to a rigorous training, fed on high energy diet, and given expert medical attention.
Currently known Van Cortlandt House, which is standing right behind me, was previously well known for being a slave plantation. Yes, you heard me correctly, a slave plantation.
You believe in God? You believe in this Bible? Do you know what God looks like according to the Bible? What does he look like?
He had horse hair.
Okay.
He was darker complexion.
Okay.
And there was more.
Young men, do y'all know? Do y'all know the answer to that question?
Hey, ask him.
What does God look like according to the Bible?
There you go.
What it says? Okay, so listen. But before you leave, because the brother showed you your name was what according to the Bible? Israel. Okay? We're the Israelites. According to the Bible, we are the 12 tribes of Israel. We lost our name when we broke God's commandments. He cursed us. He punished us through slavery when we was put on those slave ships and scattered throughout the 4 corners of the world. When you got to Jamaica, they gave you a British name. You got to America, they gave you an English name. You got to France, they gave you a French name. They divided us and they conquered us through names and languages and laws and customs. They divided us. You understand? That's why you can go to Jamaica right now and see a woman that looks just like you. But if you ask her if she's African American, what is she gonna say? No, I'm not a bumper-clot nigga African American, I'm Jamaican. It's the same thing. That's how they divided us. That's why it's important that you stay and learn these things. Because with us not knowing that we are the Israelites, we don't know anything. Because what comes with being an Israelite? A whole new set of laws. A whole new set of customs. Because in China, they have customs, right? Chinese food, they eat frog, lobster, they eat snakes and bats and all that, right? Every nation of people have customs and laws that relate to them specifically. But when it comes to us, we don't have anything. What we have is BET. What we have is MTV, VH1, or dances. What's something that when you think of black culture or African American culture, what comes to mind? culture, what is our heritage? BDs and GDs, the Bayou Classic, Labor Day weekend, HBCUs. That's not our heritage. I'm gonna show you. You got that? I'm gonna show you what your heritage is, bro. What's your name? Brandon? Brandon, today is the day that you learn who you are. Today is the day that you learn your heritage and what God requires of you. You understand? Read.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 17 and verse 11. Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for inheritance.
He gave us what?
Law of life for inheritance.
God said he gave us a law of life for inheritance. Now in our community, it ain't a bunch of life, bro. It's nothing but death, violence, drugs, STDs. Those things bring life or death. Death. God gave us laws that are supposed to give us life. You know what those laws are? Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not commit adultery. You must keep the Sabbath day holy. Are those not laws that bring life? They are. I'm going to give you an example of how the Sabbath brings life to us. Today is the Sabbath day. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. Get Exodus 20 and 8. Today is the Sabbath. Did you know that? Watch this. Read what you got.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8.
This is your heritage, believe it or not. Come on.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
The key word, the operative word is remember. Because I asked you, did you know what the Sabbath was? You said no. Meaning you didn't remember it. A few thousand years ago, God took our nation out of Egypt, the Israelites. The man that calls himself a black or an African American today. We were slaves in Egypt. God brought us out of that land with a mighty hand. And he gave us laws and customs. He said, thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do that. Keep the Sabbath day, remember it and keep it holy. In it shalt thou not do any work therein. That day is today. Every Friday at sundown begins the Sabbath. Until Saturday at sundown, meaning what? Right now we're still in the cracks and the crevices of the Sabbath. Read.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
You have a job? What days do you work? Yeah, you got it. That's the wrong 6 days. It's not Monday through Saturday. What is it? Sunday to Friday. Those are the days that you can work until that sun goes down on Friday. Then you shut it down because it's what? The Sabbath day. Come on.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work.
God says on that seventh day, it's the Sabbath of the Lord your God. Because you hear the word thy, what should it tell you? That it's possessive. It's very specific. We've been taught that the God of this Bible loves everybody equally. He chose everybody equally. And all his words are meant for the whole world. No. God chose his words for me and you, bruh. The blacks and Hispanics. But what do? We broke it. For example, today, what are you out here doing? Breaking the Lord's Sabbath. Are we supposed to do that? No. This is a covenant that God made between us. So with that being said, what should we do? We should obey God, because when we broke God's laws, what happened? He punished us. Who are you? What's your nationality? Do you know? Deuteronomy 28. This is what we're going to do. Because I keep telling you that we are the Israelites, but I haven't proved it to you. I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to prove it to you. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Read chapter 1 and verse 1 first. You believe in the Bible? Do you know who the words of this Bible was given to? Watch this. Deuteronomy 1 and 1. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
No, the whole world.
Unto all Israel.
Who did Moses give these words to?
Israel.
The Israelites. Now let's read what these words are. Chapter 28, verse 15. Come on.
Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
It shall come to pass. What does that mean? He's foretelling something for the future. Come on.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
The so-called black man and black woman does not listen to God's voice. They don't listen to the Bible. Come on.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
Actually do what it says. Because everybody has a Bible at the house. It's a Bible in every hotel room. But does that mean it's godly living going on in those rooms? It's nothing but fornication and adultery. Showing you that it's one thing to have the Bible, it's another thing to observe and do God's words out of this book. He says if you don't do that, come on.
And his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
But I thought God was good all the time, and all the time God is what? Read it.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
That show you that God ain't good all the time, and all the time God ain't good. Now we know God is good, being everything he do and say is of his will, and we must respect and understand that thing. But God ain't always nice. God is not always hugs and kisses. This is the same God that flooded the whole earth during the time of Noah. This is the same God that burned up Sodom and Gomorrah for their wickedness. But now this God is all loving, and he holds hands in hands with little black boys and little white girls, and we kissing and tiptoe through the tulips, and everything gonna be all right. No, this God cursed his people. The black and Hispanic man is cursed. It's not a coincidence that we work day in and day out with low wages. It's not a coincidence that we get shot down in the street with no justice and no peace. It's not a coincidence that we're the only nation of people on the face of this earth that worships a God that looks nothing like them. You go to Asia right now and they worship a man that looks like them. You go to India and their God, the Krishna, looks like them. But you ask a black man who is God, he gonna give you this image. He gonna say, this is Jesus. That's my God, and I love him. But is that Jesus according to the Bible? No. Our people have been cursed into believing that thing. Why were we cursed, Brandon? Read it again. Verse 15. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
God says something's going to happen to my people in New Orleans, my people in Memphis, my people in Little Rock. Something's going to happen to you. Come on.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If you hear this Bible but you don't do what I'm telling you to do, you're not hearkening, you're not listening. Come on.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All these curses will come upon God's people and overtake God's people. That's Bible prophecy out of the mouth of Moses. Now, is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? He said a curse is a good thing. Kakshu? Kakshu, is a curse a good thing or a bad thing?
No, I ain't cursed.
You don't know you're not cursed? Okay. Get Baruch 1 real quick. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you you are in fact cursed, brother. You know how I know you cursed? Because where are you standing there right now? Where are we standing right now? We're in the United States of America, right? That means you're cursed, brother. We from the land of Jerusalem. That's our land. And if we in the Western Hemisphere, we are cursed. Our people cursed all over the planet, don't get me wrong. You know how else I know you cursed? Because you're supposed to be a king. You're supposed to be ruling this planet. But here it is, you have to walk up and down the street. No, that's how I know you're cursed. No, you're not made just to rule yourself. We made to rule these nations, bro. You made to rule these nations. No, you don't. You're speaking from what society taught you to think. Watch this. So tell me what this means right here. I want you to tell me. And Brandon, you listen. Come on.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
We are yet this day in our captivity. Are we in captivity, brother? Okay, you're not in captivity. Are you in captivity? Okay, so no one's in captivity. Tell me what this means then. Come on.
Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse.
Wait, what?
And a curse.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word